Hi there and welcome back to Building with the Boys. It's time for our weekly catch-up. It is Saturday, the 5th of February 2022. January's over, thank God, because I swear to God last week I'm fairly sure it was like the 960th of January. That was a long month, right? But we had a good week, we had a really good week. So we had kind of an unexpected delivery yesterday in the Titanic. I genuinely wasn't expecting that for like another 2 weeks, but it turned up, and that's always a welcome thing to see. So issue 4 of the Titanic is up on the site now. You can go see that. I make so many mistakes and it's untrue. So there was a part in it I'm looking at, convinced it was the stern of the boat, because the way I'm looking at it is just looking at the side of a building. I didn't think to read the descriptions. I'm going, well, that's got to be the stern. It's not. it's the lower bow of the boat. So it's the opposite side. So it's the starboard bow, which will attach the port side bow. It's obvious now, but at the time looking up, it's got to be. It's got to be this side. It's got to be the stern. It isn't. It's the bow. And also the hymn. I got the hymn name wrong so many times, which I know I'm about to do again. I'm pretty sure it's called "Nearer My God to Thee." It's got "Nearer My God to Thee." That famously was the last song played on the Titanic, even though it wasn't. You can go and see the video and I'll explain why it wasn't, but it's I think it's part of the Mandela effect, it's known as, where a lot of people collectively believe something that isn't correct and therefore it then becomes correct. There's a lot of very odd ones out there, kind of like the best example of one, if you're not familiar with this, is the Monopoly guy, the guy from Monopoly. Everyone thinks he wears a monocle. He doesn't. Pikachu from Pokemon's another one. Everybody thinks the tip of Pikachu's tail's black. It isn't. There's a lot of very strange ones, and it's horrible because you're convinced that it's correct, and you go and look at them and go, oh my God. And it's a weird thing. So we had the Titanic done. We also had Ecto, which has been so long since we've had an Ecto 1 turn up, and all the shenanigans that have been going on with Eagle Moss. It's the last one I'm getting at the regular price, so I'm going to be paying a premium on the next ones now because of the price hike that they put up, but I've only got 6 left to go. So I'm one of the fortunate ones. I mean, they're stinging another 50 quid out of me, which is, I mean, it's wrong. It's completely wrong, but I mean, what am I going to do? You know, tell them no, I can't. I've got to finish this build, so it'd be nuts to cancel it at this stage over a matter of 50 quid. But it just means they won't be getting any further business from me. That's the way it is. Because they've got a Batmobile coming. I've mentioned the Batmobile before. And even though I kept telling myself I'm not going to build the Batmobile, I don't think it would have took a lot to sway me to do it. But this has pushed me so far the other way, not a chance. Now, I'm fairly sure, fellow Ecto builders, that in our last issue of Ecto, they'll send us the first parts of the Batmobile. It's kind of what they did with the DeLorean. I know a lot of people that were subscribing to the DeLorean on its first run, toward the end of it, received parts for the Ecto 1. I've got a feeling they're going to do that with Ecto. I think when Ecto ends, they're going to send us parts for the Batmobiles to try and lure us in. I'm like, nah, 2.5 years of your nonsense is plenty enough for me, thanks. So that's what's going on there. What else did we build this week? Disney Doll's House, that was another one. And I've got to stop now because I've been buying mine in the store, even though I've got a subscription, which is naughty. But I just want to get on with it. I want to get into it, and with any new build, I kind of want to get to know the parts and whatnot, and it's just the way it is. So I saw it and thought, I'm having that, and bought it. But I've got to let the subscription catch up now, because I don't want to be ahead of anyone, and I think the bulk of us are building it through subscription. I mean, and I know a handful of people will be doing it through the newsagent, and if you have the luxury of a good newsagent that will order this for you, then okay. I mean, I think I'd probably still sub, because I want all the sub stuff that comes with it, but I don't want to get ahead of the subscription, because I want to build it along with the people that, I mean, a lot of people have said that the videos have helped, because I think there was a lot of first timers on the Disney Doll's House, and again, I don't want to just sort of fire forwards when they're on 2 and I'm on 8, so I kind of want to build at the same pace and same time as them. Typically with my videos, if you've seen, I do an entire pack as one video. Like you've seen Iron Man, I'll do all 4 parts that are delivered in one video, and that's it. I'm going to do it differently for the Disney Doll's House. I'm going to do one video per part, because from my own experience, when I was kind of just starting out, if I wanted help with a certain part, I didn't, having to wade through a video that's got like 5 or 6 different parts on it was a bit of a pain in the backside, if I'm honest. You know, if I want help on issue 8 and someone's uploaded a video of parts 6 to 10, I've got to sort of back and forward to find where I want to be. Whereas this way, it'll just be one video per part. So if you ever need help on part 18, it's just one video and it's all contained in that one video. So there'll be shorter videos for the first 3, then on the last one we'll do something that's similar to the videos that you've seen up to this point, where we have a bit of a wrap up on the month and what we do. But it's been nice. It's been really nice. We've received other deliveries as well. So we do have Iron Man, and we do have R2-D2. What we don't have is time, so we will have those up next week. So Iron Man and R2-D2 will appear on the channel next week. The week after that, I would imagine we'll have Root Master and possibly more Disney Doll's House. I'm not holding my breath on that one, but possibly more Disney Doll's House will turn up. Not next week, the week after. Maybe. The Titanic did turn up, was supposed to come with a free gift of a tin poster. Now, I know a lot of people that have subscribed from 1 and 2. I didn't. I was subscribed from 3 onwards. A lot of people that subscribed from 1 and 2 didn't get that poster. I also didn't. It wasn't in mine either, so it didn't come with 3 or 4, but it did come with a note saying on your next delivery you will get it. I'm not that bothered, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd like it, but I don't care if I get it now or if I get it 6 months from now. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me when companies, Eagle Moss, don't send you the parts because they're waiting on a free gift. That's a nonsense. And I mean, I know a lot of people experience that I think in America they got a fridge magnet and like nobody was getting their parts because they were waiting 3 months for a fridge magnet to turn up. I don't believe that was the case. I just believe it was a good excuse, but free gifts are free gifts. I'd rather have it doesn't affect the build. I'd rather have the parts than the gift. So I don't care that hachette are out of the tin sign, or the tin sign hasn't turned up yet. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. It'd be nice to have one. And the reason for that is because in my room, and I did receive an email about this, so I'll touch on that as well. In my room, I do have something of each build in my room. So it's just kind of how we decorate it. So you can't see it, but in front of me is just a wall of Ghostbusters stuff. So there's a giant Ghostbusters logo on the wall. The Ecto 1 license plates on there. But then dotted throughout the room are different things. So we do have... I mean, it's the email asked me, what does the rest of your room look like? Like a bomb's hit it, to be honest with you. Behind me is kind of garbage that needs to go to the tip. And underneath my desk, my bench, just a mess. Because if underneath your modelling bench isn't covered in crap, are you even modelling? there should be garbage everywhere. So that's kind of how it is. And it's not like litter, but I mean, honestly, I've got multi-tools and pliers and screwdrivers and glue and containers and batteries and test boards, you name it. That's what's underneath here. But the decor, the wall around here, over on the shelf over here, I've got models, and those are all kind of wooden models that I've built and different things like that. The helmets up there, I'm not going to talk about, but there are 2 helmets up there, but I'm not going to talk about them. Someone asked me on the poster on the background. Yes, it's Gremlins. That's what's on the poster on the background. You can see the Ferris wheel that there's a video of there as well. But throughout my room, it's got kind of an 80s theme going on. 80s movies is kind of my big thing. So there's a lot of, honestly, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So I've got Jaws and Friday the 13th and RoboCop and Gremlins and you name it, it's there. But then other things as well. I've got Lucille from The Walking Dead on the wall over there. I've got a wooden shotgun attached to the wall. I've got a picture of Vigo. I will, when this is tidier, my wife will kill me if I let you look around it now. When this is tidier, I'll do a full scan of the room and you can see all the kind of little treasures we've picked up. But what I like to do is when I'm doing a build, I like to have something on the wall of the build. So it's always going to be there and it's something we can remember that we do it. So we've got the license plate from Ecto 1 on the wall. We've got a lot of Ghostbusters stuff in all fairness. We have, for the Titanic, we're going to put that tin plaque up, so that plaque will be up in the room for that. we have for Iron Man, we've got Tony Stark's license plate on the wall, and we've got a couple of other Iron Man bits, which I will show you. For the Root Master, we don't have anything on the wall. I'd like something on the wall, but I've not been able to find anything suitable at the moment. But I do have my Root Master team mug, which I kind of we have in here. And then I've got for the Disney Dolls House, I've actually got a vinyl sticker coming of Steamboat Willie that's going to go on the wall, because I've got nothing Disney in here. And that's kind of it. We do have a lot of just kind of weird and wonderful things all over our walls, but thank you for asking. The wooden models, again, I'll come on to those because I've had a couple of people ask me about them. They're great fun, honestly, and you can, and massive price range on them as well, right? So you can pick up one of these for as low as £7 on Amazon, or as high as 200, depending on which one you want to build. And they're all really nice. And again, it's one of those things where if you're looking for something to bridge your gap between partworks turning up, they're a good thing to do. So the Row Life one I showed you a couple of weeks ago, which was the little library, you can get those rooms. You can get those rooms all day. I won't lie to you, they're very complicated. So I say they're complicated. They're not complicated. I'd say they're very intricate. So it takes a lot of time to do them, because they're very time consuming. They're not something that just quickly happens. That they are very, very time consuming. So it takes a lot of time to do. It's not something you're going to bang out in a few hours. They take days, even weeks. But then there are the other ones, the wooden models. You can knock one of these out in a day. And they're really nice. And I'm going to show you one of the first ones that I got, which is still my favourite. I just kind of adore him. But his name's Orpheus, and he's known as Orpheus, the sad robot. So this is my little mate Orpheus. Now, he took about, I want to say 6 hours to build. And he has got some little tricks up his sleeve. That is a light inside of him, so he does light up. And he's called Orpheus because he's named after a character from Greek mythology. And there's a whole story that goes with it. Orpheus's wife was killed on their wedding day, and he loved her with all of his heart. He was a musician, so he started playing very sad music that made the gods weep. And they said to him that he could go to Hades to get his wife back, but the condition was that he had to walk her out of Hades, and if he turned back and looked at her, she would be dragged down there forever. So they made the journey, and as they were stepping out, Orpheus could not help himself. It had been so long since he'd seen her. He turned back to look, and she wasn't quite out yet. Was dragged down and stayed there forever, and he remained heartbroken. And that's why, it's a horrible story, but that's why he plays this song. So I'll wind him up, and I'll show you what he does. So that's Orpheus the Sad Robot, and the song he's playing is Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, which is Orpheus. He couldn't not look at her, so that's why they chose that song. And it's very somber, it's very modern, melancholy, so I'm sorry if it's bummed any of you out. That wasn't the intention. But it's a very lovely, it's a very cute little thing, and I do kind of adore him. But he is Orpheus the Sad Robot. Now, the company that made him did make him a dog, so you can get a dog that goes with him called Seymour, which I've never bought for him, but it's supposed to be a companion. I feel like a bit of a dick for not getting him the companion, but I just saw the ones I wanted. At some point, I will get him his dog. I'll get him Seymour. But they're great fun to build. They really are. So if you're looking for something to do between builds, they are a great thing to do. And they are fully customizable. I mean, I prefer them in just the wood finish. I like that look. I like the look of the cherry wood that's used in these, and I like the look of the raw wood. So I tend to keep them like that, but there is nothing stopping you from completely painting that thing. If you get some acrylic paints, the wood holds the paint very well, and I've seen some fantastic colour schemes that have been done on some of these. But for me personally, I just prefer the raw wood look. I'll put his name in the description, so if you did want to get yourself an Orpheus, you can get those for around about 30 quid. And and it comes as a kit, and it's a good build. And with Valentine's coming up, I don't know, maybe you've got somebody you want to make a gift for, and the lonely little heartbroken robot might be something that they'd like. But it's a lovely thing. New builds. There is test build started this week, which is a new build. But if you're part of our community, it's an old build now, but it's a new build to us. And that is the Alien. Hachette are running a test at the moment on the Xenomorph, which is the alien from the film Alien, Aliens, and all those movies. It's kind of gorgeous. It's massive. But what I'll do, I'll show you some pictures of it, because no matter how I try to describe it, I'll mess it up. So I'll show you some pictures, and then we'll have a chat about it. Pretty cool, right? But it's massive, huge, great big thing. It's like 3 foot of alien. And I kind of want it. I've wanted it since I saw it. It's been running in France now for about a year, I think, maybe a little more, possibly a little more. I think maybe it launched in France last January, but it's really nice. I mean, it's got a lot of little features that it can do. It has motion sensor inside it, so if you kind of clap on either side of his head, he will turn his head to where the sound is coming from, and the teeth will come out of the the double sets of teeth will open. It's got a lovely base that lights up, and it's a gorgeous thing, and it's a very unique build compared to everything else that's kind of on the market, because you build his skeleton, and then inside the skeleton are kind of magnets, small magnets, and then the skin kind of is held on by the magnets. But I know a lot of people are sort of gluing the skin, and the skin's almost like a latex rubber. But it looks great, and I know that there is somebody in the UK that's building it. There's a channel called The Nexus. You can go over there and see. I'm not sure how far, they're quite far in, so you can go and see these. You can see French builders building it, but if you kind of want to hear it in English, go check The Nexus out, because they're building it, and it's a really nice thing. It really is. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Jack really wants to do it, depending on when it launches. If it launches around about the time that R2-D2 ends, probably build it. If not, no, I can't take on another one at this point, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't know where I'm going to put a 3-foot alien. I just don't. I mean, I'm already having this conversation with my wife about where I'm going to put a 5-foot Titanic. So I think I'm pushing my luck. If I'm going, you're comfortable with the Titanic being downstairs, well, I've got a giant, horrible looking alien to go with it. I don't think it's going to go down very well, so I don't know. But it's really nice, and it is kind of available now. So if you find a website for it that's asking you to subscribe, and you subscribe to it, you're not going to receive anything. They're not going to take any money off you. So you might want to chase your subscription. It's not going to turn up. All you're doing is registering interest at this point. There are certain areas of the country where they launch test runs. We discussed this before when they did it with Harry Potter, but they it's a test. So there'll be 4 available in the shops. If you're lucky enough to be in an area, it's in the north, I believe. Manchester, I think, are doing it. If you're lucky enough to live in an area where you see it in the store, there'll be 4 of them, and then that's it. There'll be no more. And then typically what they do is at the end of that, you have the opportunity to either get your money back for what you've paid, because that's how they did this with the Disney Doll's House. You get the option of you can have your money back, or you can hold on to you can let the money go and request a gift instead, and they send you a gift, and it might be a key ring or whatever it is. But I'm guessing they're going to do that with this. But it's a very nice build, and I don't know when it's going to launch. Some people are saying summer. I think that's bloody optimistic, if I'm honest with you. I don't think we'll see this one launch until January. I think January next year, I think, is when this will launch. It might. I mean, I might be completely wrong. It might launch in summer. It might launch September, October, the last quarter of this year. But summer, I think, is a push, because I mean, it's going to be 4 weeks in trial, so at least 4 weeks in trial. So the trial's not going to end until March. I think for them to make a decision and then rush this out in 3 months is bloody optimistic. But it might. I mean, who knows? But that's all I can tell you about that one at the moment. But again, if you want to see someone building it, go check the Nexus out there building it. Or there are lots of French builders that are much. No, actually, I think Nexus is I think he's where they are. I think if they're ahead of him, they can't be that far ahead of him. Other ones have been trialled in France, not trialled, actually running in France, the are Robocop. So Robocop is very similar to the Iron Man build that's on the channel at the moment. I won't be doing it. I'm just not interested. I do like Robocop, but I have no interest in making a model like Iron Man again. It's kind of soured me off it. So he will be rearing his head at some point. Which company carries him, I don't know. I would imagine Fanhome is where he might be going, but I don't know. Another one as well that I saw a trial of in France, excuse me, was the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, they did a test run of an Infinity Gauntlet build. It was like 3 foot of gauntlet. It's huge. It was like a 1-to-1 scale. So if you've seen the movie, how big Thanos is, that's how big this glove was. It was massive. It was about 2.5 foot of glove. It looked gorgeous. All the Infinity Gems were in it, and they all lit up. But I'm definitely not building that. I can't think of anything duller than building a glove for 2.5 years. I get it's the Infinity Gauntlet. I get that. But it's still a glove. And I don't want to spend 2 years making a glove, because that has got to be the most basic build. It just got to be. It's just got to be hundreds of little panels. That's all it can be. It can't be anything else. I'm sure the fingers will have some joins in them, but beyond that, it's a glove. That's what you're building. You're building a glove, and I'm like, no, it's a no from Scott. I'm afraid I'm just not interested. But that's about it for this week. We're going to wrap things up, and I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you're all enjoying your weekends, and I hope next week's good for you as well. Stop by the channel, and you're definitely about to see Iron Man and R2-D2. I don't know what else is going to turn up, but if anything does, you're about to see that as well. If you've got any questions, you can add it in the comments in here. If you've been enjoying the videos, been enjoying the channels, and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. It helps our channel a lot. Hit the like button. And it would be great to see some more of you again. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and we'll see you next time.